You know, it's funny, a lot of guys that I've talked to about cheap dating, they go, well, you know, you're like an older guy, how can you tell me about cheap dating? It's very simple. I made all those mistakes, okay? Everybody needs an Uncle Cheap Date. And I just want all the guys out there to know that I'm here for them. I've made all the mistakes. I'm gonna make sure they don't make all the mistakes. And I'm officially adopting every single one of you who's watching or listening to my voice right now. You're my official nephews and in some instances nieces of Uncle Cheap Date. I'm going to teach you what Uncle Cheap Date knows so you can be a successful cheap date. Hi, I'm Bruce Brown, creator of the Cheap Date System. Now, you might ask yourself, what makes me an expert on cheap dating? Well, I don't know if I'm an expert, but I certainly have had my share of, let's say, unpleasant experiences spending too much money on dates. A little quick background on me. I'm a licensed private investigator. I've probably been on 1,000 dates easy. You ever have those experiences where you spent too much on a date? Could have been $50, $100, $200. One time I spent $300 on a date and found out later, not only did she have a boyfriend, she just liked the fact I was spending money on her. She had no interest whatsoever. That kind of stuff, I hope that'll never happen to you. Reason why I am talking to you is because I have made all the mistakes. I don't want you to make any of the mistakes I've made. So that's one of the reasons why I created the Cheap Date System. It's based upon a book that I did a few years back. I've now updated it. Now it's a digital system for inexpensive dating. Make sure you go to cheapdatesystem.com and sign up for my free newsletter. And let's see if we can't save you some money and some heartache. The money you have for dating, most of it should remain in your wallet. You can actually meet your dream girl if you follow the specifics. Like, let's say you always wanted to go out with a model, you always wanted to go out with a ballet dancer, you always wanted to go out with an actress or whatever. You just simply need to think, where are those women? Okay, where are ballet dancers? Well, you're at ballet companies. Okay, if you're in a major city anywhere in the world, there are numerous ballet companies, small and large. Well, guess what? Much of the time, they're desperate for volunteers. And yes, you will probably be one of the few straight guys who are volunteering for a ballet company to act as, you know, maybe an usher when they're having performances, or take tickets, or, you know, sell refreshments or whatever kind of thing. And just being there and just being cool, not acting like you're that interested, just being around, you'll wind up probably sometimes getting invited to rehearsals, whatever the case. Suddenly, you are right there where there are dozens or more ballet dancers, maybe ballet students, maybe chorus ballet, etc. They're there, and you're talking to them, and they're talking to you, and they're interested usually as to why you're there. You know, oh, I love ballet, or my sister used to dance ballet. You can even make up an excuse, you know. I used to have a relative who did. Okay, models, for example. Well, frequently when you have big events to raise money for major organizations, like in any major city, you have like a cancer society or this or that or whatever. If you volunteer for this sort of organization, you can wind up for real meeting celebrities of both genders. You can wind up meeting models. You can wind up meeting actresses, all kinds of people when you volunteer for the right kind of thing. It's really a great trick. Sometimes buying a used tuxedo in a thrift store can lead to all kinds of unexpected opportunities. So keep that in mind, and do some research with, again, a reference librarian, going online, perhaps yourself. See what you can find as far as that kind of organization that has the kind of women that you want, and then volunteer. We're out of time. I just want to say thanks for watching. I'm Bruce Brown, creator of the Cheap Date System, and I want to remind you, if you haven't already signed up for my free newsletter, okay, my free Cheap Date newsletter, go to cheapdatesystem.com and do that. Also, it'll allow you to access some interesting articles on cheap dating, so you can look at those, and you can find out more about the Cheap Date System, which, as a friend of mine says, is a lot cheaper than most guys spent on their last 2 dates that didn't even get them a kiss goodnight at the door. So thanks for watching. Looking forward to seeing you next time. And whatever you do, make sure you have fun, but make sure you're cheap dating.